Hello and welcome back to TNI-UK Impacted, coming to you live via the Total Nonstop Impact Network on YouTube and, of course, Twitch. I am your host, Bison, and today I'm joined by, of course, Simply Steve, and, of course, the man coming in from the void, the Joker. Hello, chaps. How are we doing?
Hello. hello.
Hello. So we all good?
We're good, thank
you.
I'm
good.
We're doing well, thanks. That's good.
I'm good, and I'm back, and I'm ready to, slay some shit. So let's get talking Impact Wrestling, guys. Let's get talking Impact Wrestling. We've got so much to go over this week. I've got like 4 pages of notes here, so I've got a lot of stuff to go over. I'm really happy to be back on the show and obviously leading the ship. Now, thank you, Joe. You've done a fantastic job over the last few weeks. Really appreciate it. And of course, now I'm fairly confident if I need to take a week off or need to take a bit of time out, that you're the man for the job. And of course, thank you to Steve. He's the producer. You know, he sits in the back room, and he makes sure those sound bites come out. He pops up all the comments and everything else. So there's a lot going on there. He's our in-house producer is our Steve. He's doing a grand job.
It's been a bangorama.
Damn right, it's been a bangorama. Now, listen, guys, loads to talk about, and I mean absolutely loads to talk about this week. So I'm really excited about it. I'm just checking out, what's this Zach Bonifer thing? What did the grape say when the buffalo stood on it? What's that? Nothing. It just let out a little wine. Fair enough. Now, listen, I do want to talk about something. Now, TJP, first comment of the night. He wants me to talk about my night with J-Bone. Now, I'm assuming that this is referring to Shitgate. That I think was brought up on the review show, maybe last week. And, the thing is, guys, when you got to go. And the Beefalo is no exception when it comes to, his movements. When you got to go. It's just as simple as that. And to be honest with you, if you had, earlier that evening, eaten the massive pizza pie that I got involved in, I think you'd be doing exactly the same thing. It's sort of kind of midnight. But it's a long story. The bottom line is I was in there for 20 minutes doing the business, and I opened the door and there was J-Bone stood waiting to come in. And I almost fell over with shock, to be honest.
Do not go in there. Woo!
Exactly that, boys. Exactly that. But yeah, you didn't want to go in there. I'll tell you that. You didn't want to go in there afterwards. But J-Bone had to. He had no choice. He had to wait. He needed to get in there and do his business. So it wasn't just the Bison relieving himself. It was also the Bone Man as well, the Bone Daddy. So everyone did it. Mate.
Oh no, I just really.
You're not wrong.
It was a
Yeah.
Oh, I do love the tribe. I do love the tribe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 20 minutes is definitely. Well, to be honest, it might have been longer. But either way, it was still longer, like you say, in Trent's marriage. But there you go. So yeah, it was. That's it. That is it. Shitgate.
That's a shit version of it, anyway.
Yeah, that's a shit version. 20 minutes of pure, unadulterated shit. That's what it was.
This is a family show.
Oh, sorry. Oh, my favorite character. Right, so we've got Shitgate over with. Unless there's any other sound bites you want to throw in there, Steve. I think there's one other one, isn't there?
If you want to play it, we'll play it for you, mate.
Woo! There you go. So that's what went down. That's what went down in the hotel room. Not much else, unfortunately. There was nothing else really apart from that. But there you go. Yeah, it was a great evening. I really enjoyed it, and I'd like to say thank you to J-Bone for letting me crash with him for the night. It was great. It was good fun. Looking forward to my next US adventure to an Impact show coming soon. Coming soon to a hotel room near you. Shitgate. But you never know. You never know. Shitgate Part 2. So there you go. That's that. All over and done with. Now let's talk about some Impact, guys. Let's talk about some Impact. Now listen, this past week on Impact Wrestling, Eddie Edwards, became the number one contender to face Josh Alexander at BFG after defeating 5 other men in the main event of the show. I thought this was a fantastic match, and I tell you what, I'm absolutely stoked that we're going to get Eddie Edwards versus Josh Alexander in the main event for BFG. I know there's a lot of naysayers out there with regards to this one, but man, ignore everything and just think about the in-ring, because this is going to be one hell of a match. You've got Josh Alexander, who currently today is one of the best wrestlers in the world. You've got Eddie Edwards, who is probably one of the best in-ring generals you're going to find, certainly on Impact Wrestling. And, in general, for me, he's a fantastic performer inside the ring, without doubt. And he's been coming into his own lately with becoming the leader of Honor No More. He's making a great heel. I really, really like what he's doing at the moment. And this is a perfect example of long-term storytelling from the Impact storytelling point of view. This has been brewing pretty much ever since Eddie lost the title.
Yeah, it's all
and
Kenny
never
Omega's
got his
fault.
rematch.
It's all
Exactly.
down to Kenny Omega.
And he never got his rematch. You got to remember that.
Get his justice.
Definitely.
This is all brewing from there. Do I see Eddie winning? Probably not, but it'd be a great feather in Josh Alexander's hat. I think that Josh is going to be the champion for a little while yet, and deservedly so. He's a great champion. But what are your thoughts on this, guys? What do you think, Joe, on this one?
I'm absolutely stoked. I when I saw the match coming up, to me it was going to be Rich Swann or Eddie Edwards to go and face Josh Alexander. I thought it was going to be Victory Road, not Bound for Glory, until because I knew it was just a 6-man number one contendership match. So when it found out it was Bound for Glory, then it was Eddie Edwards as the more likely candidate. But as the match went on and it came down to Eddie Edwards and Rich Swann, I was like, oh god, it could be Rich Swann still, because Rich Swann's been getting his mojo back. But Eddie Edwards going through, getting what he deserves finally. It's got just what I've been waiting for ever since he came to he joined up with Honor No More and puts and called out Scott D'Amore. My family's going to Bound for Glory one way or another. Bennett and Taven next.
I think what's interesting on this one is that I think they're really throwing Honor No More through the belts now. They've held off. They've not put any belts on them for quite some time, and there is a potential for that to happen. Maybe they're all of a sudden going to take them all. Who knows? What do you think on this, Steve?
It's a possibility, isn't it? Like we say, we have a feeling what's going to happen with the tag division, and it is a possibility. Like we do see, like we know the match is going to be fantastic in the ring.
Yes.
You've got 2 fantastic wrestlers. They're going to put on an absolute wrestling clinic. But everyone's assuming, well, Josh is going to get a win here, but don't be surprised if Eddie Edwards comes away with a win here. It really could happen. I still would like to see more from him with his character. I still think he could push it a little further into that heel role, and maybe with a win, with that Impact title, we could see that. So I don't think it's as cut and dry as a lot of people think it is.
Yeah. I mean, you could be right. You could be right on that. I think maybe that's the beauty of this, actually. That if OGK, for instance, win the tag titles, which I think they're probably going to, and then do we see Eddie finally getting his what you would class as his sort of kind of his rematch clause with regards to the world title, and then winning it back. All of a sudden, Honor No More of suddenly the group with all the gold. All they now need is a female member to take a knockouts title, or something along those sort of lines. Who knows?
And
but there is so much potential.
And we've said for a while that the X division hasn't really got much of a story. Keep an eye on maybe Kenny King.
Yeah.
There you go. I mean, there is potentials there for so many possibilities for them just to take all the gold as a group would be pretty cool. I tell you what, I've forgotten to do, guys, and I'm going to do it quickly now. I forgot to say hello to the chat. So we've got Zach Bonifer in the house. We've got Terence Sullivan in the house. We've got Bonus Babe. We've got Malachi Chase. We've got Bonkers. Anna's in the house, which is fantastic. Who else are we? TJP, who we were talking about earlier. So Terence is in the house as well. So it's great to see you guys. Thanks for joining us this week. We really appreciate it. We really do. So, yeah, keep those, giving us your thoughts. Let us know what you think about all the subjects that we're talking about today. What are your thoughts on Honor No More? Where do you think they're going? Let us know in the chat. We'll post that information up for everybody to see. Because at the end of the day, this show is good as it is just because, not just because of us three, but also because of you guys getting involved. And we really appreciate that. So make sure you do. Okay. Now, moving on from the BFG main event, we've also got Brian Myers and Matt Cardona on their podcast, the major, I can't remember what it's called now, but the major players, something or other, break the Impact figures will be coming soon. And it looks like we're going to get a Moose, Eddie Edwards, Diana Perazzo, and Jordan Grace. Some people would say that those are the, 4 pillars. I mean, if you added a Sami Callihan in there, you could be looking at the 5 pillars of Impact Wrestling. But it's certainly 4. There's certainly 4 pillars of Impact Wrestling right there. Would you agree?
Yeah, I was surprised that Rosemary hasn't come up. That's the only great player. But is if I wouldn't have put Jordan Grace on, I would have put Rosemary in. But look, eyes were on Eddie Edwards already, and I'm really pleased to see that they got the. I think it's the attire from Hard to Kill 2020 as well, which is a bloody awesome set of kit on he had then too. So
yeah.
And they look amazing. I must admit they do look really, really good. And I'm looking forward to seeing what's coming afterwards as well. And the fans, I'm reading the feedback from the fans. The fans are going absolutely mad for it as well. They're really, really pleased to see that this is finally happening. It's something new is coming.
I think along with a new game, a new computer game, a video game. This was always on the agenda that we needed to see. We need to see figures again. I think it's fantastic, and I think like you say, a Rosemary one would have been good, and a Sami Callihan would have been good. But I have to say that the 4 that they've picked, as it stands currently, I mean, Moose.
Yeah, as it stands now, it's the right choice now. But as a big fan of Rosemary, and given how long she's with the company, like Moose and Eddie Edwards have been with the company for Rosemary's been with for 6 years. Eddie Edwards has been almost 8 or 9 years, and Moose has been there for about 5 years. So I was thinking Rosemary would be the ideal choice then. But Jordan Grace and Diana Perazzo are like the history makers of the Knockouts division at the moment.
They are. They're fantastic.
Not taking any from Tasha Steele's.
Yeah, no, totally. I think they're all really cool, and I'm pretty certain that they're all going to get into my bag when they're released. I shall be definitely getting all of those. But yeah, it's great to see Tom in the chat again, and obviously Keith's in there as well. Hey Keith, nice to see you, bud. So get those stuff coming in. It's like Bonkers is a bit of a fan of Honor No More, which is good to see, as is Terence. I think they're a great faction, so I'm down with you guys.
Yeah.
And Malachi, it's well cool. I think it's super cool that we've got the figures coming. I'm very excited about that. We've also got rumours afoot at the moment that Impact may be looking for another channel to show Impact Weekly. Now, I'm going to say I call bullshit on this one because it just makes no sense whatsoever for them to suddenly take away all the power that they have by, having their show on their own channel. To then suddenly go and stick it on one where they sort of kind of lose 50% of the power, if not more, on what they do with their shows. It doesn't make any sense to me. As I said, the only thing that makes sense in reality is Anthem getting access into more homes. That's what they need to do. That's what they need to do. Stay on Access. It's your channel. Maybe look at introducing a few other shows on there that are maybe a little bit more appealing. Get some more shows on there and get Access more accessible. Little play on words there. Access becoming more accessible. But there you go. So I think that's what we need to look at, definitely. that's my way of thinking. Do you think this is bullshit, or people just making shit up, or do you think this is a possibility?
I don't know. I mean, it depends. I mean, I think Brian Hebner spoke about it as well, didn't he? So I think when you have someone speaking about it who's like had ties with the company, you do wonder if there is a bit of truth to it. And I mean, Impact know what they're doing, so they have probably looked at trying to get access into as many homes as they can and seeing how far the reach is. So it's one of those where maybe they've looked at that and thought, what are the options? Is there an option of getting access into all these different homes, or is it going to be easier to try and get into a network that is already there? I mean, at the end of the day, if it doesn't work, they could always come back to access. It's no big deal. It's not like they're losing anything. But
they are in reality, because as soon as you hand yourself over to another network, even if you sign up for a 12-month deal to give it a go, you are then opening yourself up to a boss, effectively, who can then dictate and has their say over your product. Whereas at the moment they don't have that.
But then that depends what the offer is. I mean, they'll probably still ask, well, we still want this. They're not, like we've spoken about, that they've had issues over here where they've been placed on this specific time slot, then this specific time slot this week. Then they'll go in with a specific plan.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I'm not saying they wouldn't, but again, I just don't see the point in it. Personally, I think they were better off trying to get onto a big streaming network, to be honest, because eventually, your general cable and your TV and all that kind of stuff, it'll go in the end. It'll all be streamed anyway. So you'd be better off trying to get yourself into a major streaming network and spending all your time on that, if you ask me. But then I'm not an executive of Anthem, so what do I know? I mean. No, we don't really know. But, fingers crossed. I'm calling bullshit on this one. I don't see it happening. I don't see any reason why they would. It just doesn't, to me, it doesn't make any sense. But who knows? We then had news that the New Japan Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions, well, I think it's the New Japan Strong Tag Team Champions, will be facing they're called Aussie Open, to face Motor City Machine Guns at this weekend's TV tapings in Dallas, Texas. Wow. Now, I don't know too much about these guys. But from what I've heard, they're a pretty damn good tag team. So you put them in with the Motor City Machine Guns, I think you're in for a good match. But we'll just have to wait and see.
Oh baby!
Yeah, there you go. If any of you guys out there have any insight into Aussie Open, then feel free to drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys think about these guys. They look pretty cool on the pictures, and if I'd had some time, I'd go and look them up. I just haven't had the time since I've been back from the US. I've been so busy, it's ridiculous. So I just haven't had time to look into anything other than Impact, really. But there you go. Interesting what Tom's having to say there with regards to the network. You want to pop that up, Steve? You hear it keeps popping up, the word WGN Chicago. The problem with that is, if I'm not mistaken, when they were negotiating with Impact before, they wanted to do it in a seasons. Yeah, it's not going to happen, is it? You can't do a wrestling show in seasons like that. It just doesn't work.
No, it's not Lucha Underground.
No, it's not. It's not it's not run like that. It's not a show like that. There's no reason why Impact couldn't come up with a show in a similar style to Lucha Underground, for instance. So maybe put it out there as something completely different, separate to the Impact Weekly. But we'll have to see. So Bonkers has just put up there that the Aussie Open are fighting for the trio titles on AEW coming up as well. Is there 3 of them? Is there? Looks like there were a few Impact teams in the Strong Tag Titles tourney. Okay, well, that's cool. So definitely worth looking into. So these guys could be definitely, worth watching. So we're looking forward to see what they've got to offer in the coming weeks. And again, it just cements the strong working relationship that we now have continuing with New Japan Pro Wrestling. So if anybody was thinking that was slowing up, it clearly isn't, because we've got some more coming in now. So that's good to see. Other matches released for this weekend are Diana versus Masha. Oosh, that should be a bad one, in a good way. Bad to be good or good to be bad. You've got the Good Brothers versus OGK, and of course the Motor City Machine Guns as well. So there's some interesting matchups coming up this weekend. Now, I know a couple of people were saying that by looking at the posters, it looks like the Good Brothers are going to be losing their titles to OGK. But you don't know that. It could be just that they wanted to use different photographs. They wanted to use different pictures. I'd rather using the same.
Yeah, I mean, I just took it as the fact that maybe it was a non-title match.
Oh no! I think I see it differently. But then that's me being That's me being an anti Bullet Club Melvin, or however you want to put it. I'm behind my family on and more. I think they're getting the belts.
Oh yeah, I think we all assume they're getting the belts, but yeah, it's. I mean, they're really bigging this set of tapings up, aren't they? So you really assume that this is going to be a good set of tapings.
Yeah, exactly. That's interesting. What Bonus Baby's just said. Aussie Open. I didn't realise that's Will Ospreay's faction in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Well, why would he be that? He's English. But anyway, he has talked about wrestling. Wanted a match with Josh Alexander. He's also
talked about Mike Bailey as well. Will Ospreay.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
Like I say,
he's obviously got a few aspirations of guys that are in Impact, which would be interesting.
Yeah.
However, I did see something that he was hanging his boots up for a little while. Maybe he was just talking about the UK. I think he had a match at the weekend against Ricky Knight Jr., a guy, RKJ, another guy that I think would be amazing on Impact Wrestling in the X Division. He lost his title, I think it's Rev Pro. I think he lost his Rev Pro title to Will Ospreay, lost to Ricky Knight Jr. over the weekend. And I'm sure I read somewhere that he's now having a rest for a few months or something, or hanging up his boots, concentrating on a few things outside of wrestling. So that's interesting that he's a leader of that faction. He's supposed to be going for the trios title on AEW because of what he said this past weekend. Maybe that's not going to happen now. Who knows? Or maybe he just means he's talking about the UK and he's heading back over to the US. I don't know. But we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. But I think there's some interesting matchups there. I mean, Diana versus Masha, that's not going to be a squash match, is it?
No. Masha's gonna kill you.
I ain't so sure, mate. I think that's going to be a cracker.
Diana's going to break her arm.
Yeah, I mean, it's the perfect opportunity, isn't it, for Masha to get the win and then set up the rubber match.
Yeah. Diana's going to try and break her arm. It's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing it. And no doubt Chelsea Green's going to get involved too. So Chelsea Green might end up getting destroyed instead of Diana Purrazzo.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to look back at the fact that Diana beat Masha the last time they met each other. I've
been waiting for this for ages. For them to go one-on-one again.
But like say, if Masha wins, it does set up a rubber match, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Who knows? That could be, and that was a great match. That was a really, really good match. And I agree with you, Malachi. Yeah, exactly. I totally agree with you, Malachi. I think there should be a knockout show.
Yeah.
However, they've got down a few knockouts recently. And we'll talk about that.
Yeah, they still need a few more, but they do need one. Yeah.
I think a knockout show would be great, and really would be something to be proud of as well, because we've got the talent. I mean, the talent is there, and I think it would be a great show. I really do.
There's talent here itching to go over there too.
Exactly, loads of people want.
We got Ashley Vega looking to go there. We got Alex Windsor looking to go over there. There's loads of people. ready to
Lana
just jump
Austin,
on board.
Lana
Yeah.
Austin would go over easily, definitely. And there's loads of talents in the UK that would head over that way. Maybe a Becca could turn up over there as well. She'd be quite cool. So there's loads, and there's loads that come in that we've had in on one-offs. It would be really good. I mean, you talk about your bubblegum princess could turn up. Who knows? Maybe Jay Chung could get in the ring again. Who knows what could happen?
Miller.
There's like Gia Miller. There's loads of possibilities of these people getting in the ring. We all know that they're very, very capable at what they do. Now, Impact in recent weeks have been releasing more and more great T-shirts, and I have to say, in the last couple of weeks especially, they've included a Kushida shirt, a Time Machine shirt, a Jessica shirt. You've got the Decay shirts that have been coming out. And today, I believe, was the Moose shirt. Now, I don't know if any of you guys have seen it, but
That is
it's
awesome.
a great shirt. It's a great shirt, and I am definitely putting that one in my bag because I think it's a great shirt. What are your thoughts on the shirt? I think there was a great Trey Miguel one as well with the very full Venom.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on all of this? What are your thoughts?
I think the new designs are looking amazing. I love the Rosemary one. They got a new one for just Rosemary as well as Decay. That's fantastic. The Moose one, the Trey Miguel one looks amazing too. I don't know. It's still all a black shirt in the background, but this looks so much different than like the generic black shirts we've seen before.
They just seem to be going out a bit. They seem to be going all out on the designs though. It's not just they're not just simple designs. They're proper, they're proper decent designs.
They look unique.
Yeah.
Yes,
they look amazing.
It's not just a logo, is it? It's more.
It's not just a logo and a name.
Yeah, like Joe said,
we're getting proper.
Yeah, it would be nice to have a color again, because obviously in this weather you don't want to wear black. But yeah, the designs feel like they're elevating a little bit more.
I mean, you could release all of those designs. You could release all of those designs in a white or a black shirt.
Yeah.
It don't have to be black, and it doesn't necessarily have to be any other colors, but at least a white and a black. You know what I mean? Add a light color as well as a dark color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I mean, this one is one of my favourite ones, just because it's different. It's white, whereas my entire wardrobe, and especially in this weather, it's a nice light shirt.
Actually, again, I like this one because it's blue and it's not black. I mean, it's still dark, but it's blue.
Yes.
And that's the reason why when I did my Bison shirt, I went for red because I didn't want to go for black. So I just think that they're starting to really push the designs a bit better now, and most of them, like I said, they could go onto a white or a black shirt, or they could even go onto, different colored shirts if they chose them to. I don't know what the reason is why they're all black. I don't know. Maybe it's just like because
I think it's a cheaper material.
The shirts probably are cheaper. I don't know if it's cheaper material, but it's definitely they are cheaper because I guess they sell more of them. Because generally people want black shirts. Yeah. So I get it. But I think they should open it up a little bit, try and offer a few more shirts. But I'm pleased to see that they're really up in their game on terms of colors and stuff. In terms of the actual designs themselves are really good. Also, the meet and greets are looking great as well for this weekend. So if you are heading over to those tapings there in Dallas, Texas, you've got your meet and greets. You've got OGK, Maria Heath, Jordan Grace, and Myers on Friday, and then you've got Mia Yim, Motor City Machine Gun, Steve Macklin, VXT on Saturday. And I have to say, I wish I was there for those because that's some great meet and greets. I do enjoy the meet and greet. One of the things that I think some of the smaller promotions do really well is the fact that you do get to do some pretty cool meet and greets and stuff. And I know it is another good way for the talents to earn some extra money, with the sign-ins and the photographs and all that kind of stuff. But I think it is a cool thing that you get to do that when you go to a smaller promotion. And if you go to a WWE, you end up paying ridiculous money to do it. Whereas, these guys are a little bit more reasonably priced, which is also a good thing. I mean, my signed Rosemary Impact one. This is the Impact one I got at Emergence. Now this one, now I paid something like 20 quid or $25 or something, and that gave me the selfie, the signed picture, and in reality, that's not bad value for money. Not when you think about it, it's not bad value for money at all.
Fantastic.
So there you go, bonus baby. You need to get your ass into Dallas, don't you? Go and check it out. The meet and greet's going to be good. The show's going to be amazing. You won't regret it. Get yourself up there. So it's looking to be great. Now, something else I want to talk about. We've got Chris Bay and Mike Bailey had a classic match this past week on Impact. I mean, X Division title match, Chris Bay versus Mike Bailey. I mean, come on. What more do you need? That was so
I love this match!
Exactly. It was a great match, and I was like, just glued to this match from start to finish. Absolutely glued to this match. Great match. What do you think about the mix-up of Mike Bailey and Chris Bay, guys? What did you think about it?
It was a long time coming, and I'm so glad they more than delivered on it. It was incredible. This match, it stole the whole show, and they just went to town on each other, and it was just so good. It was so fast paced. It was hard to keep track of it. I've been meaning to watch it again, but I did catch some of the highlights of it, and I'm lost for words, really. It was just an incredible match, and worthy of match of the night and all the praise it's got, because Mike Bailey's been amazing as champion, and Chris Bay as this is his first X Division title shot 1-on-1 since he beat Willie Mack. Also, I know Tom Hannafin mentioned that in that then Bay hasn't had a 1-on-1 shot for his X Division title since after he lost it, and this essentially was his rematch. Which is quite surprising, and my God, it was such a good match. I honestly thought Chris Bay might have even had the win a few times, because we saw his offense has changed so much since he was X Division champion to how it is now. He's using a lot more grappling moves, especially like electric chairs and power bombs and things like that, which you wouldn't have thought.
Yeah, he's not so high flying, is he? He still does that, but he does a lot more power moves too.
Yeah, he's absolutely incredible. And then he had this match with Jake Crist over the weekend. That was incredible too. That was amazing.
He did have a great match with Jake Crist. I think they had a bit of a convo about that on Twitter as well.
Yes. Incredible match.
What a great match it was. They had a great time. They enjoyed the match, and they had a lot of respect for each other. I mean, Jake at the moment is in such good shape. I just wish Impact would bring him in. Even though I still have a feeling that Jake's going to turn up at some point with Sammy. I just have this feeling, and we'll talk about that in a second. Now, also at this set of tapings, we've had the pleasure of the incredible Bandido a few times now on Impact. What are your thoughts on Bandido? Do you think we might see him again in the future? I don't think he's set for this set of taping. So whatever we see over maybe tomorrow, if he turns up, I don't know. But we saw him at Emergence. We saw him in this 6-man. Do you think we're going to see him again? And what are your thoughts? Let's go with Steve on this.
I'll say this. If we don't see him again, we should see him again, because everything he's done has been out of this world. And man, does he know how to connect with the audience.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
Ever since I don't think besides like Pentagon and Phoenix, we've really seen a luchador at the top of the card, and Bandido can be that next kind of luchador at the top of the card. Really, he really knows how to connect with the crowd. Everything he done. I mean, you saw basically. They put it on YouTube what he done in there with Rich Swann. Those two, they could have a one-on-one match for like 30 minutes, and I'd sit there happily watch it. And the fact that they put him in that 5-way shows that they want to put him in the main events. So
yeah, because I mean he's such a good all round luchador in every aspect, and the thing is he brings a following with him as well. I know that when we were in as I say, when I was at Emergence, there was like a section of probably about 50 lucha fans that were clearly there to see Horus and Bandido. They loved Laredo Kid as well. They were they were very high on Bandido especially, and they proper, maybe that's, like you say, that's what they need. That's what they had with Pentagon and Phoenix. They had that sort of kind of like luchador following, because the guys that that follow luchadors, they had that kind of following. Maybe that's what they need again. They need to tap into that, get their asses back down to Mexico. Take these guys with them.
Definitely.
I mean, I know that we've got. I mean, already. I know we've got Laredo Kid. We've got Black Taurus, who is definitely a luchador. Both those guys are luchadors. And you could say Trey Miguel to a certain degree. I mean, he is a luchador style.
Yeah, Ty Valkyrie's luchador style as well.
Yeah, exactly. So there's quite a few of those guys in there that I think would be great. And if we added someone like Bandido, if we added Horus in there as well, it'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? We'd have like 5 or 6 luchadors to show off, which would be fantastic. But some of the stuff that they do, I mean, good God, that 4-way this past week. Yeah. I mean, come on. Yeah. It's just incredible stuff.
Incredible stuff. Insane. All the right reasons. It was just amazing high flying action between those 4. I was blown away. But Bandido, I think we will see him again. And like Steve said, if we don't see him now, then we should see him again, even for a match at Bound for Glory. He's someone that I really think Impact Wrestling should be looking to sign, because Raider Kid mentioned that Scott D'Amore bringing guys like Ray Horus and Bandido on is going to do Impact Wrestling a hell of a lot of good if they keep tabs on them and keep them going.
Exactly. The only trouble is you've got TK sniffing. As soon as he finds, like Impact seem to. It's the one thing that bugs me a little bit, right? Is if you think about it, as soon as Impact starts showcasing a talent, like they did with Jonathan Gresham for several sets of tapings, all of a sudden TK wants them. Because what he sees,
I want that, Daddy. I want that.
Yeah, I want that. I want that shiny new toy. And it's all because at the end of the day, he knows that if Impact can gain that bit of momentum and start building themselves up again, he's gonna be in trouble again. Because I think he's in trouble anyway, because I think now that Triple H has taken over at WWE, they're changing a lot there.
Definitely. Yeah.
So
and like I say, the way things are in AEW, you wonder if wrestlers will start to kind of look twice now, because it doesn't look too good backstage there at the moment.
Oh no, things are going out of control there.
Yeah, you do wonder if now wrestlers are gonna kind of think twice.
Exactly. Yeah. No. Exactly. I agree. Bonus, baby. You are exactly right, my friend. Like, he has no business being a luchador. No, he doesn't. No. But he is amazing. He is an amazing talent. Incredible. And I don't know if you've seen him live, brother, but I'm telling you now, he's even better live. He is an amazing talent. I was glad to see him win the other week. So that was good to see.
Yeah, and if that leads to an X Division title shot, then him against Mike Bailey, sign me up.
Yeah, that would be a great match. That would be a great match. And nice to know that you agree with me, Violet. Thank you very much, sweetheart. Now, we are starting to see this build-up between Sami Callihan, Macklin, and, of course, Moose. Now, I know that, but I just don't know. I want to talk about where we think they're going to go with this, because obviously initially it was Sami and Moose. Then it started to go on with Sami and Macklin. But there was a little bit of interference, or a little bit sort of kind of some was there with regards to Moose, but they were sort of kind of denying that they were working together, that kind of situation. Now we're seeing Sammy, Macklin, and Moose in the same ring together, and clearly Macklin and Moose are working together.
Yeah, there was no denying it after that match. You know, when we how they both got Sammy eliminated, and then Macklin just simply went like, "Oh, never mind." But you could tell when they were working together. There's definitely something. There's more to it than just, "Oh, we just he just happens to be there where I'm there." You know, or then of course if you question it, Moose will threaten you. So. You know, the way he talked to Jay Miller last time she questioned it at Emergence, you thought he was going to knock her out.
You did. And you're right, bonus baby. Black Taurus is extremely well spoken. He really is. He's extremely well spoken. Highly educated as well. He's highly educated, extremely intelligent, highly educated and well spoken. And I love having conversations with him on a regular basis. Obviously, Bison to Bull. You know, we have a lot of fun. Now, going back to the Callahan, Macklin, and Moose thing, where do we see it going? I mean, Sammy clearly is going to need some help, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's not going to be able to deal with these two massive dudes on his own. He's not. You've got Moose, who is like nearly 7 foot. You've got Macklin, who is clearly a 6'6" beefy bruiser. You know, both these guys are big dudes. You know, what is Sammy going to do? There's only so many. You know, baseball bats. You know, you can use, and there's only so many barbed wire, you know, fences, or God knows what else you want to use. At the end of the day, he's going to need a bit of backup. And who can we see on the roster, or do we see him bringing somebody in?
Well, it's going to be annoying, but it's one of those options where, like, after how the 5-way ended, or you can. After Macklin pinned Moose, is it the option where, you know, they kind of end their partnership? Like, well, you cost me this match. You know, could you see it? Like, where they sort of say, well, you know, you turned on me, kind of things. Like, so it does turn into a triple threat.
Mm-hmm. There is that possibility. There is that possibility. I mean, I just hope. I mean, I
hope it doesn't. After all this, I hope it does end in a tag team. I mean, personally, after everything we've seen, I'd love them to repackage and bring Fulton back.
Yeah, I was hoping Fulton would be the guy that the Malati choice, but he's off the roster page now. So, you know, along with Tennille Dashwood and Madison Rain gone. So when I found out Fulton had gone, I was gutted, because I literally just before I found that out, I watched his promo he given to Ace Austin, and that was one of the most badass promos ever. But
yeah,
Sammy Callahan, the only guy he's really got to fall back on now is Rich Swann, and given the
long roster.
On the roster, the only guy he's got to fall back on is Rich Swann, and given their long history, and there was a bit of mutual respect between them during the match. You know, he was even willing to tag Rich Swann when he was getting the shit kicked out of him.
I mean, you know,
rather than walk away.
Before he got injured, he was briefly doing the, you know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend with Eddie, weren't he?
Yeah.
You know, that's
true. That's true.
That's kind of an interesting thing. But yeah, I mean, could we see a return from Morrissey?
That would be interesting.
Morrissey would be an interesting one, because he obviously hates Moose. So, yeah, you're right. Now, listen, guys, we just touched upon the fact that a few people have disappeared off the roster page. One of them being the absolutely outstandingly gorgeous and amazing Tennille Dashwood, and the other one being obviously Madman Fulton. Now, this is a real shame from a Fulton's point of view. With regards to Tennille, I was always very vanilla with her. I don't find what she does particularly entertaining. I understood what, you know, the fact that she had such a ginormous sort of kind of social media following kind of brought to the company. However, I don't believe it's really shown in numbers in terms of, you know, ratings or anything like that. And to be fair, she never really promoted it much on her socials either. So I'm not too sure she was following her side of the bargain there when it comes to promoting where you could see her. But for me, I felt that her promo delivery was poor, and I wouldn't have said that she was what she does in the ring was any different to any other female wrestler out there of what I would class as sort of kind of generic ability. She's not setting the world alight. So for me, goodbye. I don't want to see her again, thank God. But for me, Fulton is a shame because I think he has something, but what it is, I'm not sure yet. I don't think he's kind of fulfilled his potential. Do you know what I mean? Like maybe going away, building on that character. You talk about that promo that he did towards Ace, for instance. Maybe building on that and see if later on down the line they could bring him back. I don't know.
Yeah,
like you say, maybe repackage himself a little bit.
Yeah. If he carries on with Wrestling Revolver, then he's still got a close relationship with Sammy Callahan and Scott D'Amore there. So it would be great if at least then Scott could keep his eye on him, because I really do think Madman Fulton should be one to definitely bring back, and Jake something as well. Given some, after they've had some time away, try and get them back again. And Rohit Raju, after they've had some time away now, try and bring them back like sometime next year or like a year and a half time, because Madman Fulton was incredible, and his wrestling ability is amazing as well. He's
strong. He is very strong,
really strong, and he's really, really athletic. He can fly if he needs to.
He's underrated. I think he's underrated. I think there's more to him than we've seen in Impact Wrestling. He's just been always used as sort of kind of like the henchman, isn't he?
Yeah.
It just feels like Impact never knew what to do with Fulton. Sadly, that's and. They never definitively sort of decided, right, this is what we're going to do with you. So it is a real shame, and hopefully they're not finished with him. Hopefully they have kind of just sort of temporarily said, okay, go away for a while and then come back.
Yeah, well, just remember Don Callis isn't there pulling the strings now as well, so Scott D'Amore's a lot more open to everyone's work.
I agree.
Yeah, and like I say, I know obviously it's a bit kind of I think it's a bit of a shame on Tenille as well, because mainly for the division. Tenille I can take or leave as a character, but I think it's a shame on the division mainly because obviously she was a part of the Knockouts Tag Team division, and the Knockouts Tag Team division right now needs help. You had the influence, and obviously Madison left, so it looked like they were bringing Giselle in to kind of take her place, and now Tenille's gone, so you've now lost another tag team. So realistically,
but maybe I mean they were winding them down, weren't they? I think they knew about Madison. They knew Madison was going, so they wound them down over a set of tapings or so. But they probably knew that Tenille was going as well. I have a feeling that Tenille's going to turn up in WWE again, but we'll have to wait.
Yes, definitely, that is where she's going. But yeah, it's one of
whether she'll turn up as Emma or whether she'll turn up as Tenille this time. We'll have to wait and see, won't we?
But yeah,
I think Triple H uses his brain, not his ego. So I think I know what Triple H is going to do.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Now, thoughts on Heath's build against Honor No More currently. Now, being part of the emergence tapings, the whole running into the crowd thing, getting interviewed by Gia, seeing that in person. I mean, the place nearly blew the roof off when he came out.
It's like Diamond. It's like DDP, isn't it? They're doing fantastic with him.
Yes. I agree. I think they're doing an amazing job. Who would have thought? Because the way that when you think about Heath Slater as a character, he went on that ridiculous just lost. What was it? The loss record or whatever it was in the WWE for like three years straight or something stupid. He didn't win a match or something. And I think that now they're building him up, and we're actually showing that he's got some character. I love this redhead rebel thing. I love all of it. I think he's great. And I'm rooting for Heath right now. I think I'm getting right behind him. What do you agree or?
Yeah, definitely. It just shows how easy it can be when you've got someone with personality to build a top level babyface.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I think they're doing a really good job with him. And I tell you what, the audience go nuts every time he comes out. They go nuts, right? So you cannot tell me he's not over. You can't tell me he's not like face material, because he is.
And what they're doing with Heath, this could be another inkling as to why maybe Eddie could win the title.
Yeah.
Okay.
He tried to stand up to Moose and that didn't work. He'll try and stand up to Eddie Edwards.
You know,
Well, even if it doesn't work, it'll still be a hell of a match, because when he took on Moose, that was the buzz it got was brilliant, even though the match wasn't fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, if Eddie wins the title, who better than Heath to take it off him?
Yeah.
Mate,
At least try.
At least to try, yeah, exactly. He'll make a great face to go for it. But bonus babies, he's like he's saying there, it's the Heath story is mirroring WCW DDP NWO story. Yeah, it makes total sense. I think it's great. I'm all for it. Bonus baby, you got you're totally on the button with this one. Totally on the button.
I'm such a huge fan of Heath, so I'm really pleased to see him finally getting the justice he's been long overdue.
Yeah, definitely.
The audience loved him everywhere he's been, and now you can really feel him. You can even see that he's taken that love and really embracing it.
Yeah,
a lot more.
Can I just say quickly, Tom? I didn't know that, so I'm very intrigued. I'm going to look that up and go and check some of that out. But Anna, I had no idea as well that that someone said it's all about me on NXT. So I'm not sure what that was all about. But yeah, maybe she's going back there. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Guys, keep your comments coming. We'll keep putting them up. We're very interested to hear what you guys think. It's all part and parcel of the show, so keep them coming. Now, Heath's done. Let's talk about someone else who's coming back to address the Impact Zone at this set of tapings, guys. Who is it going to be? The one and only.
Hardcore Country!
See, look at that. I set Steve up beautifully there and he left me hanging, but there you go.
That's what we do.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so Mickie James is going to be back at this set of tapings this weekend in Dallas. She's coming to address the Impact Zone. I don't think she's done, guys. I don't think she's done.
No.
Maybe she's having a little break. Maybe she just needed a little break, and she's going to come back with a vengeance, I reckon. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts in the chat? What are your thoughts, Joe? What do you think?
I don't think she's coming back to wrestle. I think she's coming back to possibly even talk about Knockouts Knockdown returning, because for December there currently is no Impact Plus special in place, and it would be great to see Knockouts Knockdown come back again this year. And people have been talking about it should be back this year, although I think next year would probably be ideal, because they took a lot of preparation in getting the last one out done. But she's going to be in. She's coming back. I think she's going to be introducing the next new incoming talent to either go after Jordan Grace, or go after Vex, or wherever. But I don't think Mickie James has come back to wrestle. I think her wrestling aspect in Impact is over for now. She left with a really, really simple message to Gia Miller. If you can't do it anymore, then what's the point? So I think she's gone out to find someone who can do better than she can. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's happening.
What about you, Steve?
Yeah, I think that's a good call from Joe. Coming back, because we always say that nothing in wrestling is finished forever. I mean, wrestlers never retire forever, do they? So I don't think that Mickey's done, but I do think that we will see her. I do think that we won't see her wrestle for a little while. I like the idea of her coming back to maybe announce Knockouts Knockdown. I think that's a great call. And I do expect when she comes out, I do expect Vexed to get involved in some way.
There's no doubt
Yeah,
Hall
I
of
would
Fame
imagine so.
is coming up as well. So I've no doubt that she'll be Hall of Fame. She's probably a candidate for there as well.
Yeah,
Oh
possibly.
God, she's got to be, hasn't she? She's got to be.
Yeah.
Can I just say a quick hello to Courtney? She's arrived.
Yeah.
Thank you for your welcome back. I appreciate that. And Mir's in the house as well. So good to see you, buddy, as well.
How you doing, bub?
Go on, Joe. So what? So we're thinking that maybe she's coming back to announce Knockouts Knockdown, or maybe introduce a new tag team, or maybe I don't know, or maybe she's going to head up a faction. Maybe we're going to get a Mickey James faction. How about that?
It's not going to be Mickey James in the ring. Yeah, I think she's going to be taking more of a back seat role like Maria is doing. This time around. But I'm just looking forward to seeing what's coming, because it's unpredictable. It really is.
See, when you think about it, logically, you've got Mickey James involved with Impact, you've got Maria Kanellis involved in Impact, you've got Gail Kim involved with Impact. How can the Impact Knockouts fail when you've got those three individuals involved?
Christy Hemme as well.
Well, Christy Hemme's in the back as well. So there's four individuals there. How can you fail as a knockout roster, as a female roster, when you got those four people involved? It's not going to fail.
I mean, it could be even something with the more bigger relationship between NWA and something. We could see more knockouts coming over from NWA or something.
Yeah. I mean, that's interesting. I mean, Bonus Baby's just literally said that. Maybe she's going to turn up with the Hex.
Maybe.
Oh, that would be good. I'd
to
love
go
to see
after
Alison back.
The Hex versus VXT. That could be interesting.
Yeah.
So there's loads and loads of possibilities, and for me, I'm just glad that Mickey's going to be in the Impact ring again for whatever reason. Big fan, we all know. Big fan of the Native American. She's amazing. But guys, let's talk about the digital media exclusive match this week. Now we've got Matt Fitchett versus Manders for the AAW heavyweight title match. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get to see this because this all happened on the second night, and I only managed to get to Emergence on the Friday. I couldn't make the Saturday, unfortunately. So there's quite a lot of stuff I've missed. So this stuff that we're watching over the next couple of weeks, I've not seen. So it's all good, and it's all exciting for me, and I stay away from spoilers, as we all know. So it's all going to be fresh when it all happens for me. But I've heard some good things. I've not actually managed to catch the match yet because I've been so busy. I believe you've seen it though, Joe. Am I right?
Yeah.
'Cause you were a little bit disappointed it wasn't very long.
Yeah, it was a really, really entertaining match. My only gripe with it was only 6 minutes long. For a world title match, it should have been at least 10 minutes long at least. And there was very, very fast-paced action from two completely different styles of wrestler. We got Manders, this big, heavy-hitting wrestler, and I can't pronounce the other guy's name, so I don't want Trent to come flying in and hammering me down. So,
yeah,
Fitchett, I think is it Fitchett?
Fitchett, yeah. He's the AAW champion, isn't he?
Yeah, he was
That's
incredible.
Right, Trent's promotion. Well, Trent works for that promotion. You're right.
He was like he's the fast-paced high flyer, so the match was going more to his pace, but. The offense they had was incredible, and it was such an engaging match. I could have watched them go on for ages.
Yeah.
And it being a world title match, I would have thought it would have gone for at least 10-15 minutes, because one of Brian Myers' most recent matches went on for about 10 minutes, and then it ended in no disqualification because he got himself disqualified.
Right. Yeah. Now, the thing is, I've seen Manders a few times because Manders appears a lot on Wrestling Revolver, which, of course, we all know is my second favorite promotion. But Matt Fitchett, I don't think I've actually seen him perform yet. So I'm actually really looking forward to this match because, for one, I get to see Manders, who I'm already a bit of a fan of. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Matt's got to offer because I've never seen him perform. So I'm really looking forward to this. So I'm going to try and check it out when we're done today. Go and check it out. If it's only 6 minutes long, I'm sure I can persuade the wife to let me watch that for a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that one. Have you seen it, Steve? Or
no, I haven't done
you've not
yet.
caught it yet?
No, I haven't caught up yet.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Oh, well, hello, Gary. Look, Gary Rossetti's just popped up.
Well, hello.
Yes.
One half of the besties of the world. Okay,
Yeah,
fantastic.
I didn't know that, but there you go. But so I'm going to go and check. Oh, maybe I have seen him then, because I've seen the besties. I just didn't know I didn't know it was him. Okay, that's cool. So I'm going to go check it out and see which one he is. But you know, I'm gonna go and check that out. Steve, if you haven't seen it yet, it sounds like it's worth a watch according to Joe. So we're going to check that one out.
It's on my to-do list.
Yes, definitely. So, but then we've got the BTI match tomorrow, which is going to be interesting because we've got Johnny Swinger and, of course, Sticky Rice versus the Bullet Club, Chris Bay and Hikuleo.
It's Ace Austin Hikuleo.
Again, yeah, I'm looking forward to this because I'm a bit of a fan of Hikuleo. I'm even more of a fan of his now that I've seen him live because obviously he was there at Emergence in the Bullet Club versus Donny No More match, and dude, he is massive. He's massive, right? He like literally. I mean, like I said, I'm not a small guy, but he literally towers above me, man. He is a one big mother dude.
He almost towers over Doc Gallo, so he is really, really tall.
He is massive. I mean, he's not like a beefcake or anything, but he's so tall.
Yeah.
Big fan. I thought he moved really well. Yeah, big fan of this guy. Always a fan of Swinger and of course Sticky Rice.
You guys swing?
Exactly that, man. I swing, baby. So I'm looking forward to this one. I think it's going to be really good. What are your thoughts on this one then?
Yeah, this is going to have all sorts, isn't it? You know, you're going to have the hard hitting from Hikuleo. You're going to have the, you know, Ace Austin kind of teasing Ziggy Dice and Swinger, and I mean, you're going to have Ace and Hikuleo get the win, but
yeah, I'm assuming that someone's going to be at ringside for Swinger and Dice as well, considering they had 2 extra guys with them last week, which I believe, as you were saying, was Jason Hotch.
I think they had all 3
guy.
gut check. I think they had all 3 gut check winners with them, which was quite interesting. So I'm hoping that we get to see him pretty soon. I mean, especially considering Shogun's been with them since I think 2017 and has never officially debuted.
So it'd be really cool to actually have maybe have those 2 by their, you know, or those 3 at ringside, and then you've got, you know, I mean, well, I don't know, you've got probably just going to have Ace Austin, possibly the Good Brothers at ringside, I don't know, but you're going to have at least Ace Austin, I would imagine, ringside with Bay and Hikuleo. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean,
Ace Austin's in the match. It's Ace Austin Hikuleo versus Swinger and Ziggy Dice.
I thought it was Bay.
No, it's Ace Austin.
No, it's Ace Austin.
He put it out on Twitter. And he's like, "Oh, okay then." His response to this whole match is, "Oh, okay then." And I put underneath. I could just see him and Hikuleo.
Okay, so Chris Bay then. So Austin and Hikuleo are in the match. I think Bay will be ringside then.
Oh,
yeah,
Bay will
so
be ringside, definitely.
Yeah, Bay will be ringside. Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how this one comes out. I think they'll give this a good 10 minutes.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah,
because it may even longer, may even 15 minutes, because they'll have lots of sort of kind of like, you know, outside the ring tactics, and there'll be all sorts of stuff going on there, won't there? There'll be all sorts of stuff.
Especially if in the next couple of months you assume what might happen with the Good Brothers may happen, then you assume they got a plan for the next version of the Bullet Club as well.
Well, yes, I mean, that's assuming the Good Brothers are going. Of course, we've not had confirmation of that yet.
No, we haven't, but it's a case of, you know, you don't know, you know, if they stay, then they stay, but if they go, then you know, then Impact have got a plan for if they stay, then they've still got them. But if they go, then what might happen then?
Well, I think maybe we might start seeing Hikuleo more often. I think we'll get Bay, Hikuleo, and Austin is the 3 Bullet Club members in Impact Wrestling. That's what I think we'll get.
Yeah.
And then you never know, they might recruit another one to make it a foursome. But of course, as long as they've got the 3, they can bring others in whenever they like.
There's no stopping Jay White coming back. There's no stopping Jay White coming back.
You know, but they could bring more in whenever they need it. The Bullet Club is just jammed, isn't it? I mean, you know, there's so many that they could bring in. That we've already had. You know, like you say, you've got Jay White. We've got the Headbanger.
Taji Ishimori, someone
El
I'd love to see come
Phantasmo,
back.
who I absolutely love. I think he's, ELP. I think he's amazing. So there's so many possibilities to bring up some backup if it, as and when needed. So I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue.
No.
But like I said, I think it'd be Bay Austin and Hikuleo moving forward for Impact, but we'll have to wait and see. On Impact Wrestling itself, now we've got some interesting matches to come, and I'm really looking forward to all of them actually. So we got VXT in their first title match defense versus Mia Yim and Jordan Grace. That's going to be an interesting match, and I'm pretty certain obviously VXT are going to come out victorious. It would be terrible if they were to lose in their first defense, but that could set something up later on down the line for Jordan or Mia Yim versus, say, Chelsea Green or Deanna, possibly. So that'd be interesting to see where that one goes. We've also got Burpinder Gujar. Now, this is a cool one. I'd like to know your thoughts on this. Versus the debuting Gut Chat winner, Jason Hotch. Again, so we've got Burpinder, who I have to say is over with the Impact crowd. He is over, mate.
Yes,
so I didn't think he was. Right? Like from watching the shows and stuff, I wasn't too sure that he was getting over. Maybe it was just that they really love to hate Brian Myers, but in the Emergence pre-show that I saw them against each other for the digital media title, the crowd were so into Gujar, it was ridiculous. But like I said, is it because they love to hate Myers? I don't know.
No, he has got a lot of fans across the globe. He's getting a lot of appreciation from everybody. I'm friends with him on Facebook, and the amount of feedback he gets from people and from some of the stuff he's done in Impact Wrestling has been incredible. And when Myers shot everyone down in Chicago, you knew that everyone was just going to go. That was when. Oh,
he was going full classic heel at that moment.
That was like old school heel mode. That was just brilliant.
It was great. And but I'm looking forward to this because I've seen a couple of Jason Hotch matches online. So I'm looking forward to seeing this because I think he's pretty good. So this one I think is going to be good. We've then got Mike Bennett versus Carl Anderson. Again,
going to be interesting.
That is going to be instant classic written all over.
Definitely. They'll put on a wrestling clinic. I mean, you have to, given the stipulation, I know a lot of people have feelings towards the Good Brothers that they don't like, but you have to assume Anderson's going to win it.
I have a feeling Anderson's going to win it. I do. I have a feeling that Anderson's going to win this one. I don't know. I mean, obviously, there's a couple of people in the chat that were at the show, but I have a feeling that Carl Anderson's going to win this. Then we're going to get Matt Taven versus somebody.
I think as well, I'd like Anderson to win it because I think the stipulation was that it would mean that Maria was banned from ringside,
yes.
So it would mean it would be more of a fair fight.
Yeah,
definitely.
I'm an on more guy. I think Carl Anderson's going to win this one. And preferably, I think it would make OGK look better if they could do it. Go get the gold alone. So if Anderson wins, I'm not going to be holding anything against Impact Wrestling for that. As long as Heath doesn't get involved after the match to take him out, that's fine.
I mean, I'm sure that Mike's obviously going to have, Matt Taven in his corner, as Carl's going to have Doc Gallo. So there'll be a little bit of shenanigans going on, definitely. I should imagine, as well. So now, this one's going to be interesting because we've now got the Jessica makes her in-ring debut. Because she's sick. And she'll be wearing
Because I'm sick!
Yeah, exactly. But she's going to be wearing her battle coat. That's for sure. I think, who do we think is going to be up against? Now, we were saying it's either going to be someone local from a local promotion or something, maybe an AAW, female or something comes in, or it's going to be someone like Alicia Edwards. I think. What are your thoughts?
I think it's going to be someone from a local promotion. I think Alicia Edwards being used as a punching bag is been.
Yeah, but I did say Alicia was going to lose. You got to
No.
remember, this
Yeah.
is a different carnation of Jessica. This is not Havoc.
Yeah, I know that, and I know Rosemary's got the vein on Rosemary's head pumping like bloody crazy, and she's gonna burst at any second. But I think if Alicia Edwards is out there, then she's probably going to lose. So it's going to be someone from another promotion that nobody's seen before. So it's going to be a bit more difficult for Jessica.
Or could it be a new talent coming in?
Or it could be a new knockout, hopefully. But it's going to be. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. I'm looking forward to seeing how Ty Valkyrie tries. Will Ty Valkyrie end up throwing her off her game? Because Rosemary said to Ty Valkyrie, "You just don't talk to her when she's in the ring. let us deal with that. Don't mention the M word."
Yeah. She is. Gary, you're 100% right,
Yeah.
buddy. You're 100% right. She is. This for me is the best character. Like, as the old school Havoc, she was a domineering badass, right? Like, she was really cool. I think the Havoc that she was before her kind of personality change was sort of kind of like almost a shadow of the Havoc we had when she, 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to see that she's decided that maybe it's time to mix things up a little bit. And I just think this is a cool concept of, it's almost like you're giving her the Sue Young Susie treatment.
Yes.
And that's why I'm saying it wouldn't surprise me if we get a few losses down the line, because, with regards to Susie, at the end of the day, she didn't really win any matches.
Well, she didn't have to be over, did she? And I think it's going to
that's
be the
what
same
I'm
with
saying.
Jessica. In order to, the more losers that she gets, the more over she'll be, probably.
It's like, that's why I'm saying that a match against someone like Alicia and Alicia winning, right?
Yeah.
Would not necessarily be a bad thing.
No.
Yeah.
It gives her a win, gets her a win under her belt. She's not always losing. She gets in there with one of her best friends, because I as far as I'm aware, Jess and Alicia are very good friends. So she can get in there with her friends. She can have a real good match, have a bit of fun, and then actually maybe come out with a W.
Definitely.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I sort of kind of have a feeling it's going to be Alicia Edwards.
Yeah.
But we'll have to wait and see on that one. I think whatever happens, she's going to be wearing pink. She's going to have pink hair. She's going to have pink tights. And she's going to be sick. So it's going to be great. And she'll be wearing a battle coat to the ring. That's for sure. So, looking forward to it. Now, the last match that we got advertised, which I think I'm assuming is going to be the... excuse me, 2 seconds. There you go. Is going to be the main event, I'm assuming. It's going to be Josh Alexander versus Vincent. Or maybe it might actually be, to be fair, it might be the Knockouts title match, which is up there as well. You never know. But Josh Alexander versus Vincent. I don't know where this one has come from. To me, this is a little bit baffling. However, I think it's going to be a really good match. Vincent's a great wrestler. We all know how good Josh Alexander is. It's a non-title match. I don't think Vincent's going to get beaten. I think this is going to be a competitive match. And I'm actually quite looking forward to it, even though I don't know where the hell it's come from.
Eddie Edwards is number one contender, so he's throwing people at Josh Alexander now to try and bring him down.
I didn't know he could. I didn't know he could make matches though.
Did it sort of like Vincent interject in like a backstage kind of segment when Josh was I can't think who he was.
He did, yes.
Yeah.
He did. Eddie Edwards did like the week before, and then Ed and Vincent did the week afterwards when he was just talking to Scott Demore. So there's a bit of pent up rage that Josh Alexander needs to unleash. And Eddie Edwards being number one contender now, he's on them was going to be a thorn in Josh Alexander's side all the way through to Bound for Glory.
Yeah,
you think?
So you know. I mean, yeah, but I mean, it's probably going to be a Josh win here, with just Eddie probably going to be, taking over him at the end. So
give the Honor and More coming out and giving him a beating or something.
Yeah, but I mean, we saw this match before, and it blew. We know what these two are going to give you. It's going to be a hell of a match, isn't it? So
Yeah, either way, it's going to be good because they're both great talents.
Yeah.
I mean, talking about Vincent, who'd like to see the Righteous turn up?
Oh, definitely.
I would.
I'd
I
love
think
it.
it would be amazing.
Yeah.
It would be,
Yeah, I think Vincent needs to move away from On No More. I really do.
I mean, they keep teasing Vincent and PCO kind of slowly disbanding, and I mean, you feel it's coming. It's just when.
Yeah, it might not happen until next year, maybe.
No, I mean, hard to Kill will be the 1 year anniversary, so maybe they're saving it for then.
To break up On No More in some way, or break away some of them.
Yeah,
Maybe not break it up as such, but break away a couple of people.
yeah,
Yeah, because it is a big faction. At the end of the day, it's big, isn't it?
it is. Yeah,
There's a lot of them, but it is. I mean, it's cool. It is cool. Right, okay, guys. I think that's pretty much all
that's
we've
a
got
hell of a
time for.
call.
What's this? Charlie Haas still owes On No More for their. That's true. That is true. Yes, we don't forget the Impact Tribe. The TNI Tribe. We don't forget the Impact Faithful. We know. We remember these things.
Yeah.
But guys, listen, please don't forget to head over to the TNI Patreon for exclusive extra content when you sign up. And also make sure you watch tomorrow night's TNI flagship Impact Live review directly after the show is aired on Twitch and, of course, YouTube. And for more exclusive stories on the Bison and J-Bones hotel room, you never know. But anyway, also, all TNI shows are also available for all of you.
That'll be a
listening on the
mini
Go
series
fans.
now.
It will be. As all
Exclusively on Patreon.
Exclusively on Patreon. Yeah, we'll have. What's it? I'm trying to remember that show that used to be on years ago with the two brothers that lived in a house, or the two guys that lived in a house. I've forgotten what it was called, but these two sort of kind of like bachelors that lived in a house and their antics. I can't remember. Anyway,
Bottom?
No, not Bottom. It's an American sitcom. It'll come to me.
Oh, right.
Anyway, as I say, also all TNI shows are also available for all of you listening on the Go fans as audio only via SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, and wherever you listen to your favorite shows. I bet you someone in the chat will come up with. They'll know what I'm talking about.
Oh.
Anyway, guys, where can we find you on the socials? Let's start with Joe.
You can follow me on Twitter at JakeEmptySpace. You can jump onto Facebook or on Twitter, look for #EmptySpace, #Into the Void, or if you're 20 to tickle your taste buds. And your sense of humor, look for #DailyGiggle. Approach with an open mind, and you just might keep your sanity.
There we go. What about you, Steve? Where can we find you, bud?
You can find me over on Twitter at SimplySteve311 for everything Impact Wrestling related. Come and find me, give me a follow, and I'll give you a follow back. If I don't get onto it straight away, give me a message, and then I'll get onto it and give you a follow.
Good man. Okay. And if you're interested in finding out more with regards to the Bison, I am available on Twitter at LordBison45. Go and give us a like. Go and give us a follow. I generally follow
get a
back.
lick.
Yeah, and you never know, you might get a Bison lick in for your troubles. You never know. But I'm closely approaching 1,800 follows now, so I'm getting quite excited. Who knows? Will I hit 2,000 by the end of the year? That could be a pretty cool goal. You never know. Anyway, please take the time to help us out moving up the rankings on YouTube by giving us a thumbs up. And if you're new to us and you like what you've seen so far, then please consider clicking that subscribe button, and don't forget to give the bell a tickle, a squeeze, or even a smash to never miss any of the TNI UK and US teams. Great content coming out each and every week. And also, guys, if you really want to support, the TNI tribe or the TNI crew, don't forget to head over to the Spreadshirt store where you can get loads of different merch with regards to all the different logo stuff, whether it be Bison, whether it be TNI UK, TNI US, whether it be T-shirts, mugs. I mean, it's all over there. You just go and check it out. It's all over there. But you can also head over to prowrestlingtees.com/Total Nonstop Impact. We got some great T-shirts on there, including the Bison shirt, the TNI UK shirt, the TNI logo shirts, the character shirts, the impacted booth shirt. Oh, it's there. If you want it, it's there. We've even got the old Phoenix from the Flame shirt as well, which is the latest one. Very, very cool. So go and check that one out. Loads of cool shirts on there. Like I said, really does help support the crew here over at TNI, whether it be UK or US. With all that said, I've been your host, Bison. They have been the Joker and, of course, Simply Steve. And this has been episode 97 of Impacted. Take care, everyone.
We're Bison! We are